Oh, I'm already tired from this morning.
Hey?
Yeah, I gave him some. Hey, Gabby. Hey, Gabby. Hey, Gracie, you want some loving too? Anytime I'm giving Gabby some loving, Gracie wants some too. All right, whew, whew, whew. Doggy breath. Oh, we had something crazy happen this morning. You guys probably seen in the title, "Lucky to Be Alive" or something like that. Wait for Brandi to come over here. Does he not? Eddie not want it?
Gee. Now he's getting some.
Oh, eating the salt lick. So it's been a busy morning. Took the girls to school, came home. I've already cut down one big tree, cut some firewood up. Brandi's been working on the shed, cleaning it all out. You guys know we have to be out of the house. I talked to the button taper earlier. He called me. He's gonna start Monday. So we're either starting Monday, which is good for us. I mean, sooner the better for us. But
yeah, we just have to have everything moved out.
So she's been working on the shed. Found a fiddle back in there yesterday.
Found 4 mice that Gabby got to catch.
Gabby killed 4 mice. So it's been a busy couple days. But we just want to talk to you a little bit about what happened this morning on the way to school. I took a couple pictures. I might have showed you guys in the thumbnail or something, but I seen a head-on T-bone crash. Brandi was sleeping.
I wasn't asleep. I closed my eyes just like this, and then he goes, "Oh my gosh, that guy just got nailed," or something like that. So then I open my eyes.
Wait down. Every time we're talking, Gabby.
It's a road that, like, to get from...
We're just sucking up all that dust.
It's a road that...
It's a main highway.
Yeah, it has a ton of crashes at that exact intersection. So we're always super cautious if we drive on it. You just kind of pay closer attention.
We actually avoid it when possible. Like, so in the morning we take the same route. We turn at this intersection. There's wrecks on there. It seems like once a month. A bad wreck seems like once a month, maybe once every couple months.
Well, and it's bad because it's a highway, so people are going at high speeds.
People are going like 65, 70 miles an hour down through there, and so we avoid. We drop the kids. We go that way when we take them to school, but we go a different way when we leave school, because we know how bad that intersection is. It's a 4-lane highway. And it's coming from our industrial park where people are getting off work and people live over there, so it's a really high traffic area. And you can see, it's crazy about it. You can see like a mile in each direction. So it's not like there's a hill or something that's obstructing your view.
Yeah, nothing blocked. Oh, here comes Millie.
Nothing's obstructing your view. You can literally see for a mile in each direction. And I personally know at least 2 or 3 people who have died there.
And that's not counting all the bad wrecks that people survived.
Crazy. So we're going there this morning, and I see it all happen right in front of me, probably, I don't know, 100 yards in front of me. We pull up there, and I got a quick video. I did a Snapchat send to Daniel and them. I'll show you guys real quick. Well, just watched a truck get smashed. So you seen the Snapchat. I didn't go up there and take I took like 2 or 3 pictures in that Snapchat. You see Brandi walking through the field. I checked on the other guy, yelled at him. All right, so we pull up, it wrecked. Brandi gets out, you go over there. I wait a couple minutes, get out, and I see this guy, the guy that got T-boned was like a 17-year-old kid. That it was his fault. He came across the highway. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know if he wasn't looking or thought he had more time than he did, or what.
I don't know. The guy that hit him was in the fast lane, so I don't know if he thought he was turning. I have no idea. But he gets out and he's holding his chest, and I say, "You all right?" Yeah. So then I go over there, help Brandi. Brandi's trying to get. The guy opened the car door.
Yeah, it was a bigger guy, like kind of older guy, and he was trying to get out of the car, but he couldn't. Like the door was kind of smashed in, and the airbags were blocking him. So he was like, "Help me, I can't get out." So I was trying to help him, but I could tell like he was too big for me to get out myself, and he felt like his leg was broken. So we were trying to assess all that.
So then she's got the door open. He opened it, and then she tried to help him. I go to the other side, open it, see if there's a passenger, and there's a little bitty car too. There's no passenger. And
smoke was like barreling out. Like it wasn't like it was on fire, but like it was like he couldn't breathe because smoke was coming in the cab of his, or I guess it's a cab, whatever, wherever he was sitting. So we were trying to breathe through it and try to help him get out.
Yeah, so I opened the car door. There's no one else in there. And so then we walk around. I walk around to the car with Brandi, and I think a nurse showed up. Like
yeah, someone in scrubs, whatever they do.
Shows up. And then there's another guy. Gracie, leave her alone. She don't put up with it. So the guy is trying to actively get out, and his leg is hurt. So we didn't just rush in there and try to pull the guy out because you don't know if he got neck injury, back injury. But he's literally saying, "Get me out of here."
Help me get out.
He said, "My legs hurt, but I can't. It's hard for me to get out." So at this time, I get in there, open the car door all the way, like push it because it's bent. And there's another kid that walks over there, but then there's a guy on the opposite side of the fence yelling at us, "Hey." What'd he say?
Well, first he said, someone call 911, which it's like there's all these people on the highway.
We could hear the sirens.
Yeah. And then he said, don't get him out of there until you have to let an EMT assess him first. And we were like, he wants out. So I don't really know what we said to him, but we're like, the guy's, he's getting out one way or the other. So it's either we can assist him or he can hurt himself worse trying to like fall out.
Yeah, so I know like legally you probably could be responsible for if you just rushed in there and pulled him out. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like whatever the situation's going on, the guy's like, help me. So we're helping him.
But I don't even care like when it comes to the legal side of things. Like if someone needs help, we're going to help them, like Brandi said.
And we were super careful. You guys were like,
yeah, like I asked him like several times, what do you want to do? And he said, I want out of here. Then he said, my leg hurts. I can't, it hurts. And I said, so do you want to sit here and wait for the paramedics? He goes, no, I want to get out. So then we get his legs out.
You and a guy, you're on one side and another guy's on the other side.
Yep, so we get his legs out. And I said, do you want to just stay right here or do you want to try to stand? He goes, I want to try to stand up. He goes, but my legs, like I think is broke. I said, you want to stand up on your good leg? And he said, yes. And this is a big dude, like way bigger than me. And I'm like, man, so we're trying to lift it. I got one of his shoulders on mine.
Just kind of supporting him.
And then another guy's got his arm around the other guy. So we're supporting him, getting him up. And he stands up and he's like, So then I'm like, man, I don't want to force this guy out.
As soon as he put any kind of weight on it or got it to the upright position, you could tell he was like, nope.
So he put his weight on it and I could hear it crunch. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, his leg's really messed up. And then he starts screaming, like not screaming, but like
just saying it hurts.
I said, you want to lay on the ground right here next to the car? Because Brandi was worried about the car blowing up or whatnot.
Well, I mean, it just came into my mind that, like, it was a bigger guy. Like, it's not like we could have just scooped him up if it did catch on fire or something. So I was thinking, if he's able to get out, kind of get him a little ways away from the car in case something like that happened.
So we end up, getting, at least we got him out. And I said, do you want to sit down or lay down? And he said, yeah, I think I want to lay down on the ground right here. And he had a big dent in his forehead right here, too.
Like a cut. He didn't even notice it.
It wasn't just a cut. It was like indention, like right here. Or on one of the sides.
But he didn't notice it.
He hit something, I don't know. But so he was really pale, white pale.
And he said his chest was hurting, but it was like, I'm sure he was anxious, so having a hard time breathing, but also
the other guy
airbag.
grabbed his chest too when he got out.
Well, the airbags are right there too, so I don't know if it was like impact or if it was like anxiety or I don't know. And I think he was having a hard time breathing because he was laying flat on the ground.
Yeah, he hit this guy, T-boned this guy 65, 66, wherever fast he was going.
And it sent him across a median and 2 lanes into a field.
So when he T-boned the guy, and I watched it all unfold, he T-bones the guy. Is that sun your eye or something?
Kind of.
He T-bones him and then it turns his car and then his car drifts across both lanes. And he could have got nailed again by oncoming traffic on my side.
Like we would have been the ones that would have hit him if it would have been...
Well, we were turning right there too.
Oh, well, that's true.
So we had already slowed down to turn. But there's people flying through there all the time. So he's lucky he didn't get hit again. It could have been really, really bad. I don't know how they survived, honestly.
Yeah, well, because the kid that came up and helped us, he didn't see it. He said he heard it.
He was behind the guy.
So like the impact and everything was so bad that like I think people have got hit less and died there.
I had a friend. I had a friend that got in a wreck and he just hit his head on the window and died.
Yeah,
like literally.
Or you could break your neck. Something that doesn't. Well, and our nephew's a cop, and it seemed like the guy the car hit the truck a little in front, but if it would have hit him right on the door instead of a little in front of his door, that could be the difference too. I guess pretty much just saying that's just kind of one of those one little thing different and 2 or 3 people could have died because I think there was a girl in the truck. Was the girl in there with him?
No, I think he was by himself. A girl had stopped and said, "Are you okay?" She got out and said, "You okay?"
Hayden thought she must have been in the truck.
Yeah, so we're taking the girls to school, so they got to see it all. So that's how quick your life can end. I mean, just like that, you have no idea. This guy either coming from work or getting off work. The guy that T-boned the other guy, the kid could have been going to school.
That kid might have been going to school in Adair or something.
But just that quick, you can be gone. So that's what's crazy. Like, so we got the guy on the ground, laying here. The Highway Patrol shows up. Just gets the guy's information, and then all the paramedics, the cops. By this time, everyone's showing up.
Yeah.
So we end up just leaving, taking the girls to school. But everything happened so quick. We don't know. They took the guy to the hospital in Tulsa.
Yeah, just because our hospital usually doesn't deal with like trauma stuff.
So they don't take a lot of people with trauma to the local hospital. But one crazy thing about it is the kid who got hit, T-bone, he did not want to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. It wouldn't have been an option. Like, if it was my kid, it'd be like, you're going.
Yeah, so I guess the mom shows up and they're talking, and the police officers went over there and said, hey, you want to go to the hospital? And they're like, no, absolutely not. He's not going to the hospital. We're like, what? Absolutely not? Because this kid just got T-boned by this guy going 60, 65, 70. I don't know how fast he's going.
Well, and when your adrenaline's going, at the moment, he might not have any visible things, but it's like,
he'll be hurting today.
What if he has internal something going on, or his neck or his back, or...
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand people don't go to hospitals for different reasons, like religious reasons, money, whatever, but it's like, that's super dangerous with that age of a kid. Like, I wouldn't chance it at all.
That's crazy. So that was pretty surprising. So took one guy to the hospital, the guy goes home. It's just a really bad intersection. They have tried to get a stoplight put there for several years now, but the state won't do it because what did my nephew say? Something
well, he said that like the Department of Transportation, like even though to us it definitely is like a bad intersection, they look at statistics. So we don't know if it's like, oh, there has to be this many deaths in this many years.
Or the right person has to die there.
Yeah, I feel like when they do that with railroad tracks and stuff, it's like if it's one person dies there, there's like a problem. I don't know. So I'm sure they're looking into it, but it just hasn't proved yet.
It's just so crazy the amount of wrecks that are there. I
think it just has to be distractions because you can definitely see like clear as day. You can look one way, no one's coming that way. Look this way, no one's coming. It's not going to sneak up on you.
So when we hear of a bad crash, we almost always know it's right there.
Yeah.
And word travels so fast. Time we got to the school, they were asking us if we were involved. Like, no, we just got out and assist
And my
the
friend
people.
texted me and said, hey, did you make it to school with the kids? And because literally a month ago, it was a month ago or less, there was a bad wreck there, and there was like life lights landed at that intersection. I have a guy that we went to the gym with, like he died in a wreck there like a year and a half ago.
It's just crazy, but yeah, that's how you guys just don't know when your last day here on Earth is. And that kind of opened the girls' eyes too, because they were watching us get out and
I think they were kind of like in shock of it all.
Yeah, it was crazy. That's the first like straight head-on or straight T-bone 65-mile-an-hour wreck I've seen. I've seen a lot of wrecks, but nothing like that
like fender
severe.
bender type.
Yeah,
things.
Nothing like boom. I was like, oh my gosh, but yeah. So that's what happened to us today. I hope the guy ends up being okay.
I know. I hate that when like sometimes you don't really ever hear what happens with it, but sometimes in the newspaper it'll say, oh, they're in stable condition. Yeah. He was doing okay when we left, but I was telling him a lot can change as far as like if he loses consciousness or if something was going on with his heart or lungs or something more serious that we didn't see at the moment.
So what's your all's opinion? Leave us some comments down below about the one guy getting out of his car and telling us not to touch him and stuff. I don't agree with that. Like now, we didn't like, this is the situation here. Like I didn't go in there and just start pulling this guy out.
Yeah.
He verbally said, get me out of here.
He
was trying to, his leg was just hurt. Now, if he was unconscious and all this stuff, we probably would have left him there. Yeah, we probably would have just left him in there.
Unless, I don't know.
I would have.
If he wasn't breathing, like my respiratory therapy instinct is like, you also would do CPR. How are you going to do CPR if someone's sitting upright in a car?
Yeah, it's just a decision you have to make at the time, I guess.
It's split second deciding like what's the safest.
I don't think every situation you're going to run in there and just pull the person out of the car.
No, but you're also not going to be like, hey, you there bleeding to death, I'm just going to let you sit there until...
So there was several years ago, there's a spot in town that used to flood real bad, and they've done some work to it.
Yes.
And this lady ends up dying in this flood.
Sad.
She goes down and gets in this flood water, kind of the situation you got into yourself a year later. Anyways, she goes down this flood water, she calls 911, and the dispatch... was public. They make public knowledge.
It's really sad because the tape you can hear.
Yeah, she left her parents' house or something. Did you know her?
Yeah, she was right. No, but she's right beside her parents' house.
Okay, so she left her parents' house and she got stuck in this flood. And the dispatch said, "Stay in your car. Don't get out. Wait for the rescuers." Yeah. I don't know. I would have got out. If there's water coming in my window, I'm getting out, getting on top of the hood. They told her to stay in there, and for some reason she did. She listened to them and drowned and died.
Yeah, you can hear her saying too, like, I don't see them, or like I see the lights or something. And I know the dispatchers, they are trained for certain things, but it's kind of like he said, it's not a one size fits all scenario. When it's like seconds and minutes are ticking by and it's life or death, I'd be probably crawling out. But she was in shock, and she's listening.
So so she ended up like dying from it. It's a bad deal. They ended up putting gates there and did some things and fixed a lot of stuff. And then like a year or two later, Brandi goes into the same situation. She leaves her cousin's house, goes into floodwater, but at least you got out of your...
Yeah, and it was an area, I had no idea it flooded there.
I didn't either.
It's a wet weather creek.
It flooded bad.
And it's dark, there's no lights or anything, and I like drove into it. Because, you know, people will do the joke, they're like, Brandi, turn around, don't drown. I'm like, turn around, I didn't even see the water.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, well, and I didn't see it. I didn't see the water and decide, oh, I can make it through. I literally was driving on a black road that turns into a river.
So she crawls out, gets on top, and then one of the local doctors actually rescued. He lived right there, had a big truck, pulled up. Brandi got out and jumped in and was saved.
And that was a thing of like in a split second, it's like I was a couple miles from my house and I could have drowned there, and they're all at home waiting on me to get home from work.
Yeah, it was crazy. So then we went there the next day. Luckily, the car didn't like flip over. It totaled the car because all the floodwater went in there.
Pushed it off
the road some, and you just never know. So like any situation, like a guy can get out and tell us not to do something. Just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean that we're not going to do it. And just because someone says, "Hey, don't touch them," doesn't mean our instincts. You know,
just because
if I'm stuck in a car, if I get in a wreck and I say, "Help me out of here," I expect them to help me out of here. I don't care what Joe's saying over on the other side of the fence
with the law.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Like at that situation, you're gonna make a split decision. It could be life or death. Can someone be injured from moving? Absolutely, you can. Yeah. But he was wanting out.
Like our friend Brandon, like I just watched his video where he didn't move his son's arm because he was, you know, he's trained to as a cop to know things can be injured. But like I said, right then when it's like split second decisions of like, are they safer at the spot they're in or are they safer out? Literally, it was like I was kind of getting choked up on the smoke and it was right in his face. He's trying to get out from the smoke coming in his car.
Yeah, so leave us some comments down below. What would you guys think you would have done? I know, like we talked about a little bit ago, everyone's so sue happy nowadays. It's not really like that here in Oklahoma. Like people just help each other.
That never crossed my mind. I wasn't like, oh, if I help this guy.
I didn't mind either until after the fact. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Especially after that guy yelling at us.
You could just like comment below if you've had an experience with something like that. Like that was probably the worst thing I've came across. Like I've drove up on wrecks where there's been fatalities, like you could see on the side of the road type thing, but like I never witnessed it happen.
Yeah.
So
well, you were sleeping this time. She opened her eyes as the car was rolling to there.
Yeah, I opened my eyes and I'm like, oh, there's the other car. Like,
it's crazy.
I just didn't understand how it happened because one car's over here and the other one's like 100 yards, at least like 100 yards away.
It's pretty good distance away. It rolled pretty far. Yeah, leave us comments down below. Let us know what you guys would have done or what you think would have been the right decision. I think we did the right thing. Like I said, if Brandi or I were in a wreck and we wanted out, get me out of here. Get me out of here. So yeah,
and I would like to know how he turns out. Like,
I don't know if we'll
hopefully it's minor injuries.
I don't know how either one of them honestly survived. If it was bad, it was bad. But yeah, so that's what we had going on today. Hope they're okay. And I think Brandi's going to finish cleaning out the shed. And I got to go in the house. The guy's coming a day early, so now we're down to like 4 days. So I'm jumping around working outside, but I'm going to go in the house, work on some drywall, so you guys can get caught up over on Keeping It Dutch if you guys are not. You got anything else to say?
I don't think so. I think just talking about it makes you like all in the moment.
Yeah,
again.
So we went and ate breakfast afterwards, and you were still shook up about it.
Well, I was
like what'd you ask me? Does yours come, I get omelet and it comes with biscuits and gravy or toast or something? What'd you say?
I said, does it come with biscuit or jelly and toast or something?
I could just tell that she's still shook up over this ordeal. Well, because
understandably. Because you go through it and then it's like, okay, over. And you're supposed to like go on with your day.
I could tell you were still like nervous and like worked up about it. So that can be pretty traumatic for people watching and helping and stuff like that too. So you cut your leg up a little bit.
Well, I think I like walked through barbed wire and didn't realize it like cut my leg or whatever because he took out the fence with his car.
But all right, we're gonna get off here. Oh, we were thinking about are you thinking about changing the channel name because we're doing more of this? And we do get people saying
maybe, like I don't want to put any names out there because I don't want to change it 12 times, but we're talking about maybe changing it. I had some ideas, but I don't know. Like I know people will comment and say, Dutch eats, you're not cooking anything, you're not eating anything. So
and we understand that, but we like this format better.
So we've thought, I'm thinking of some names. If you have a suggestion, maybe put something, but like I like that it still has like Dutch in it.
I was thinking like Dutch and Brandi or something. I don't know.
I don't like that one too much. But yeah, if you think of some ideas or we might come up with something that just kind of makes it more what it's about versus it putting you in a box of cooking, I guess.
Which we really don't care because I still post cooking videos when we're cooking. We
Yeah.
just haven't had time to do any cooking really because
Well,
the work we're
it'll
doing.
be something fast, and it's like you don't want to see us put a sandwich together or make a burrito or something.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really to film there.
once we get the house done, we can start actually
Yeah.
cooking meals and doing stuff like that. But all right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you on next one.
Bye.